Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Ganesh Patil. This is my second seminar. Second seminar topic book review. So today I chose Indian polity. The author is Lakshmikant. So why I choose this Lakshmikant? Why I choose Indian polity? This is the one of the best book in our competitive examinations, but not only competitive examinations but also like general perspective also we should have to know what is our Indian polity. So as a citizen of India we should have to know the importance of Indian polity. So that's why I choose these topics. The author is Lakshmikant. He belongs to Hyderabad. It's a very opportunity to us. He belongs to Hyderabad. So right now, total all over India, he is one of the famous author in Indian polity, Lakshmikant. So like we can call to his book like Bible of Civil Services, Indian polity, Lakshmikant. So the book is here, the Indian polity, Lakshmikant. This is the sixth edition. He published first edition in 2004. Right now 2020 is the sixth edition. So he made for some. He added some new topics also. So that's why that did year by year it's upgradations. So like the what is the importance of author and what is the importance of these books. So as a citizen of India, we should have to know what is our polity, like what is our fundamental rights and fundamental duties and DPSPs, like what is the difference between fundamental rights and fundamental duties, directive principles of state policies, like what is our constitutions, like how many articles we have, what is the importance of articles, like what is the difference between parliament and state government, and prime minister and state chief minister, and president and governor, and supreme court and high court, like lokpal and lokayutas, like central administrative tribunal and state administrative tribunal, district courts and local courts, like what is the difference between a national human rights commission and state human rights commissions, central information commission and state information commissioner, controller auditor general and controller auditor of advocate general of India. So this is the some few general topics we should have to know in this Indian polity. Like in this Indian polity, like these few topics are there. So what is the importance of this Indian polity? Which topics are very essential to know? First, if you see the first topic, the constitutional framework. There are 11 parts are there in this Indian polity, but each part have subtopics. If you see the first part of the constitutional framework, there are 11 subtopics over there. So first see the historical background of the constitutions. So in this historical background, what is the importance of these topics? In these topics, we have few acts, like regulating acts, Pitt's India Act, charter acts and council acts. Then comes to Government of India Acts, and last 1947 Indian Independence Act, like 1773 Regulating Act, and 1794 we have Pitt's India Act. What is the difference between Regulating Act and Pitt's India Act? So Pitt's India Act and then the Pitt's India Act, British government established board of control, court of directors and board of controls. So in this regulating act, the British government regulated the companies in the 1773 regulating act. Then come to Pitt's India Act. Pitt's the name of British president. That's why we can call it the Pitt's India Act. Then comes to charter acts. What is we have three types of charter acts: 1813, 1833. 1813 and 1833, 1813, 1833, 1853. We have three type of charter acts. Then comes to we have council acts. What is the difference between charter acts and council acts? The charter acts Charter Acts, the British government gave trade permissions to companies. That's why these three types of charter act. We have three types of charter acts. Then comes to council acts. Council acts means in our Indian citizens they have the British government given permissions to make or discussion some legislative department. That's why these three types of council acts we have. What are the council acts? 1861 and 1891 and 1909. These three types of council acts we have. Then comes to Government of India Act 1919 and 1935. So what is the importance of Government of India Act 1935? So 1935 Government of India Act we can call mini Constitution of India. Mini Constitution of India. Why we called 1935 as a mini Constitution of India means the most of the more than 50% regarding constitutional framework taken the 1935 Act only. That's why we can call 1935 as a mini Constitution of India. So this is the importance of first topic, first chapter. So that's why we can call like historical background of the constitutions. First of all, we should have to know what is the background of in our Indian constitutions. So then comes to second topic, making of the constitution. How they make the constitutions. How many members are there? Drafting committees. Like how many members they selected? How many days they gathered their informations? Who is the chairman of drafting committee? And these type of how many countries constitutions we are taken their administrative department resources, like how we gathered resources in the several countries. We discuss in this making of the constitutions. That's why we get called making of the constitution. Then comes to third topic, silent features of the constitutions. The silent feature of the constitutions, in this what is the importance of constitutions, what is the significance of these constitutions. So like at the same time we should have to have criticism of the constitution also. Like if you see whichever topics are there, not only the topic, if the government announce any scheme also, there are few pros and cons. So that's why so at the same scenario, like we have in the constitution some critics also. So like third topics it can be discussed about features and criticism of the constitutions. Like fourth topic we have preamble of the constitutions. In the Indian constitutions we have first what is our preamble. We brought Russian Revolution, liberty, equality, fraternity, Swecha, Samanatam, these three, so liberty, equality, fraternity, we brought the French revolutions. It can be discussed in this topic preamble only. So then we have union territories. Sixth topic we have union territory. Then comes to citizenship. What is the importance of citizenship? Recently the issue is going on, anti-protest of the CAA in North India, not only Northeast India, but also like all over India, anti-protest and CAA, Citizenship Act. Then comes to what is the difference between NRC, CAA, how the foreigners also acquire the Indian citizenship. If we violation of unconstitutional, or if we did any unconstitutional activities, the central government have remove our citizenship also. So what is the importance of citizenship? How we acquired in the citizenship? There are few types of citizenship. The few types are there, so we should have to know citizenship. Like one of the most important topics in the Indian polity is fundamental right. How many fundamental rights we have? So what is how many fundamental rights we have? We have 7 types of fundamental rights in that, but in those days. But like 7th fundamental right, like Article 31, right to property. Right now we don't have the Article 31 for right to property. the removed, they amended the government parliament amended the article 31, right to properties. Right now it's not a fundamental right. Like we have 6 fundamental right. What are the fundamental right? Is the right to equality. Article 14 to 18 tells about the right to equality. Then comes to article 19 to 22, right to freedom. Then comes to article 23 to 24, right to against exploitations. Article 23 to 24. Then comes to article 25 to 28, right to freedom of religions. Article 25 to 28. Then comes to article 29 to 30, cultural and educational right. Article 29 to 30. Then comes to article 31, but it's not a fundamental right. Then comes to article 32, it's a constitutional remedies. If the violation of fundamental right, the article 14 involves like central government as the Supreme Court and state governments also, they have judicial review. So it's what is the scenario, like which background they can involve in the administrative departments also. We have separation of theory, like central government have central list, state government have state list, and both they can made add in the concrete list, like other residuary powers also. But Supreme Courts involve the administrative departments also, like via this act, article 32, constitutional remedies. If the violation of fundamental right, the Supreme Court and if you see the state high court can involve in this stuff, in these issues. So this is the like we have in the 7th topic, DPSP, directive principle of state policy. Like we have in the fundamental duties also. We have fundamental rights, at the same time we have fundamental duties also. We are acquiring our rights. This is if we go any like society, or if we wherever we go, we can ask directly, I want this, I want that. So but at the same time, this is our right. I can speech wherever we go, I can speech, it's our right. At the same time, you have fundamental duties also. You should have to abide the fundamental duties also. That's we should have to know slight difference. What is the difference between fundamental right and fundamental duties? So then comes to amendment of the constitutions, like basic structure of the constitutions. So this is the first topic. If you see, then see the second part, fundament system of the government. How the government can devolve, like parliamentary system, federal system. What is the difference between parliamentary system and federal system? Then comes to center-state relations and interstate relations. Like what are the emergency provisions? It tells about the second topics. Then comes to we have third part, like central government. If you see the central government, we have one first citizen of India, we can call president. We should have to read comparison study. While you are reading Indian polity, we should have to compare both topics, like Indian polity and like central government and state government. If you see the central government, we have president, at the same time we have the governor. If you see the prime minister, if you see the states as a chief minister, we have central council of ministers and the state council of ministers. What is the difference between president and governor and prime minister and chief ministers? And what is the central council of ministers and state council of minister? Like at the same time we have central cabinet minister and state cabinet minister. Like we have parliament, in the state we have state legislature and parliamentary committees, in the state we have state committees, like parliamentary forums. At the same time state also we have forums. Like at the central we have Supreme Court, and the state we have a high court, like judicial review, and state high court also we have judicial review and judicial activism. What is the difference between judicial review and judicial activism? Like we have public interest litigations. Like generally you can say, if the violation of any, this is comes under the public interest litigations. So these topics comes under the third part and fourth part. Then we have fifth topic, we have fifth part, like we have local government, like Panchayat Raj. In the see the what is the difference between 1773 constitutional amendment? They comes under the power to Panchayat government and municipalities. What is the difference between panchayat and municipalities? Oh, how they are working in our working the present situations? What are the powers central government, how state government, how in the panchayat and municipalities, like how they conduct elections? These type of several types. He can write this panchayat and municipalities. We should have to know this panchayats, local government also. Like fifth, we have union territories and area. What is the special areas, like scheduled tribes and scheduled caste. Then how we have constitutional bodies, like we have constitutional bodies and non-constitutional bodies and extra bodies. If you see the constitutional bodies like election commissions, we have central state election commission, central election commission, and state election commissioners. What is the difference between UPSC and SPSC? Like finance commission, like GST, and National Commission for SCs and STs, BCs, minorities. These we have national commissions, like special officer for linguistic minorities. Like at the same time we have what is the difference, like CAG and Central Auditor General and Advocate General of India. So like these topics we have constitutional bodies. Then comes to non-constitutional then comes to non-constitutional bodies, like we have NHRC, SHRC, Central Information Commission, State Information Commission, Central Vigilance Commissions, like CBI, Lokpal, Lokayuktas, National Investigations Agency, so National Disaster Management. These are the non-constitutional bodies. So what is the difference between constitutional bodies and non-constitutional bodies? We should have to know. So then comes to other constitutional and dimensions, like cooperative societies and public services, like official languages, right to liabilities of the government, special provisions related to certain areas. Like if you see the like last political dimensions, political dynamics, like political parties, role of regional parties, what is the pressure groups, like how they are conducting elections topic also we have, like election laws, election reforms, and voting behavior, anti-defections law. So this is the anti-defections law, like in our Telangana, especially in our Telangana also, Congress MLAs merged into coalition into TRS. Recently the issue has also happened. What is the difference? How the circumstances, like one party MLAs merge into other parties. What are the criteria is there? So we should have to know general topics in the anti-defections, like tells about the anti-defections law. Then comes to pressure groups, national integrations, and foreign policy. What about our Indian foreign policy? These are all the topics. The last topic, 11th part, we have National Commission to review working of the constitutions. So this is the one of the broad review of the Indian polity, Lakshmikant. Broad review, how can we read so while you are reading Indian polity, you should have to compare with central government and state government, parliament and state legislature. Like just now we have discussed it previous. Just now we discussed like that's like that we should have to read. While you are reading comparison study with these topics, you can remember easily. So this is this is our topics. If I made any mistake, please forgive me. Thank you for giving this opportunity.